Be sure to follow me on Twitter. My handle is @EmperorBigD for updates on news, videos, upcoming content, and much more. So a lot of you guys have throughout the years told me how much you love when I debunk these really terrible articles. The ones that are written by these websites. This one right here I'm about to talk about today is written by Sportskeedia. I've also debunked Screen Rant articles. We got this covered articles, CBR articles, because what happened was when Dragon Ball Super started a few years ago, a lot of these websites wanted to get money from clicks because of how big Dragon Ball had gotten thanks to Super and like the revival of the series. So what they did was started writing these really terrible articles, and most of the time nobody proofreads these. All you have to do is type a certain amount of like words in a paragraph. That's why they all look the same, by the way. It's all like Google Analytics stuff. And have some pictures. That's all they care about. And so the people who write these articles are either fake Dragon Ball fans, or they're non-fans, or they're casual fans. Now, I want to say this. There's nothing wrong with being a casual fan of something. I'm a casual fan of a lot of different sports, like basketball. I love NBA, but I don't watch every game. I don't follow every team, but I'll watch some games, some playoff games, here and there. Same thing with football. I'm consider myself a casual fan of that. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that if you're going to write, in my opinion, if you're going to write an article about Dragon Ball on the internet, at least do like 10 seconds of homework before you make an article. At least do that. And these guys never do it, which is why I've got so many videos debunking these articles throughout the years. Here's a new one. I don't recall, I think it was sent to me by somebody on Facebook, so thank you. I forgot the person's name. Actually, I actually do know what their name is, but I might not be allowed to give it out here. Okay, so you know who you are. Anyways, this video was, or this article that I'm debunking today is 10 weakest villains Goku has faced in Dragon Ball rank. So the 10 weakest villains. Remember that, 10 weakest villains. By the way, if you're new here, hit the like button and subscribe. Even if you're not new, hit the like button. And if you do subscribe, enable notifications, so that way you can get my videos into your sub box, into your notifications, your phone or whatever, whenever I upload, because we're about to get a heck of a lot more Dragon Ball superhero news in the next few months. Well, the next few weeks. I don't know about months, but next few weeks. So make sure that you have notifications turned on so you don't miss the news. Anyways, let's go through why I think this list is a piece of hot trash. Let's go through it right now. So he talks about, arguably the strongest mortal in the Dragon Ball franchise. Now, this was published March 25th, 2022, or at least modified. So he's not reading the Granola arc. He's not even kept up with the series, because if he did, he would know that Gas and Granola are the strongest mortals. But okay, I'm going to give him a break. Maybe he never reads the manga. Maybe he watches the anime. Again, there's nothing wrong with being a casual, and clearly a lot of these guys are. But sometimes being a casual fan means you can still be a casual, but also have some common sense. So he talks about the 10 embarrassingly weak villains Goku has faced in Dragon Ball ranked strongest to weakest, right? Embarrassingly weak. So, number 10 is Krillin. Like, it's already headache-inducing. It's already, like, mind-blowing. The name of this list is Top 10 Weakest Villains Goku Has Faced in Dragon Ball. Krillin, who's never been a villain, never faced off against Goku with malicious intent. Yes, he was Goku's rival because they were students for the Turtle Hermit for Master Roshi, but to call him a villain, dude? And he shows this clip of Goku and Krillin fighting, but if you actually watch the episode with context, you would know that this is part of the tournament fight and they were fighting as rivals and as friends, not as enemies. They're competitors. And like then here he writes, while not necessarily villainous, the two were at odds during the original Dragon Ball series, but shortly after that became friends they are today. Dude, like, if he's not villainous, why'd you put him on a list with villains? Okay, so number 9 is Nappa. So he says strongest to weakest. He puts Nappa at number 9. Now, Krillin in Dragon Ball, not Z, in Dragon Ball, this Krillin that he's talking about that faced off with Goku was not stronger than Nappa. Even Krillin in DBZ was arguably not stronger than Nappa when they first fought. Later on, he surpassed him. We all know that. But yet somehow Nappa's below him. Okay. Now again, what pisses me off about these lists is that the guy says the 10 embarrassingly weak villains, okay? This pisses me off, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, to say that Nappa is embarrassingly weak, Nappa showed up and killed 4 main characters. Chaozu sacrificed himself, Tenshinhan, Yamcha, Piccolo, and then Kami with Piccolo. 4 main characters. We have not had a villain kill not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 main characters before Nappa. So obviously he's weak by Dragon Ball Super standards or by Cell Saga or Buu Saga standards, but he wasn't weak when he first showed up. And where's the embarrassing part? I don't know, bro. I feel like if you take out 4 main characters, that's not something embarrassing. That's pretty dope. That's a pretty good little accomplishment for Nappa to be able to do that all by himself. It's already, this list is fucking trash. And the writer is 24 years old. Now, nothing wrong with being 24 years old, but that means that he's probably younger than the majority of the Toonami audience. So he's not one of those guys that watched it on Toonami unless he was really, really little, like little kid. So I doubt he can sit there and say, well, I remember it this way. You got to do some research, man. If you're going to write an article, do some research. Number 8, Raditz. So by this guy's logic, I guess... Okay, so Nappa's stronger than Raditz. Okay, Krillin, I don't know. I don't think Raditz was embarrassingly weak considering that Goku and Piccolo had to team up against him. And even Gohan had to help, and Goku died during that fight doing a self-sacrifice. Again, these characters are only weak by modern standards. When they first appeared in the series, they were obviously not weak. Dragon Ball has a growing power scale. Always has. Always will. That'll never end. King Piccolo. So what he's saying, because remember, he said ranked from weakest to strongest. Look, right here. Strongest to weakest, right? So now he's going backwards in the timeline. So he goes to King Piccolo. Okay, fair. Fine, he's below Raditz. Embarrassing, King Piccolo killed Chaozu, Master Roshi, and, well, his minions, and Krillin was killed too by Tambourine. That's not embarrassingly weak, dog. Mercenary Tao. Fair enough. Okay, he would be below King Piccolo. Embarrassing, he whooped Goku's ass. He was the first guy in that entire Red Ribbon arc to actually kick Goku's ass in that arc, bro. To where Goku had to climb up Karin Tower, get training to come back and fight him in the rematch and win. I wouldn't call that an embarrassment, bro. He's a pretty respected assassin. Number 5 is Yamcha. You could say Yamcha was a villain in the early parts of the series. I don't like to say that. I consider him once again like a rival because he wasn't really a villainous dude. Yes, he was a bandit, but he wasn't like an evil, malicious killer like Piccolo and Radditz and Nappa were. Now, here's where things get stupid. Remember, he's going backwards. So, under Yamcha, he puts Tambourine. So, you're telling me that you think that Tambourine is weaker than Yamcha? Okay, maybe modern Yamcha. Yamcha back then, though. And why is Tambourine number 4? And why is... First of all, Tambourine being below Mercenary Tao? You're a fucking moron, dude. No offense. No offense to the guy who made this list. It's not personal. You should not be writing lists about Dragon Ball, bro. What blows my mind about these lists, guys, is that I have friends of mine who have kids who are like 10, 11 years old who understand this series more than 24-year-old adults, bro. How embarrassing is that, bro, that there's children who are little kids. Dude, when I was 14, 15 getting into this show, I understood most of the scaling. It all made sense to me. Like, why do people treat Dragon Ball like it's fucking advanced calculus? It's not that complicated. I like getting into the deeper aspects of the series. Y'all know that. But this is like the simplest stuff. We know who's strong and who's not. So Tambourine is below, as far as like weakness goes, below Mercenary Tao. And why is he below Krillin when he killed Krillin? He's talking about Krillin being a villain in Dragon Ball, right? Well, at no point in Dragon Ball, not Z, was Tambourine weaker than Krillin, except maybe at the very, very end after the time skip during the 23rd Budokai. That's the only time. It's just terrible. General Blue. Okay. Bandages. He's talking about the mummy. We know that the mummy is more powerful than General Blue. We know that. Goku had more trouble with the mummy than he did, the Mummy Man's his name, than General Blue. Fine. Number one is Pilaf. So this guy who's supposed to be qualified enough to talk about Dragon Ball is listing the strongest to weakest villains, right? Where's all the Red Ribbon guys? Where's Staff Officer Black? Where's he at? Where's Commander White or General White? Where's Murasaki the Ninja? Those guys are all weaker than most of the guys on this list. Certainly weaker than Tambourine and Tao. Where's all the Red Ribbon people Goku chewed through? Where's Major Metallotron, Sergeant Metallic? These are guys who are villains that he's ignoring. And he puts Pilaf at the bottom, which is obvious because Pilaf doesn't really have any powers. Like, we know that. And I like right here how this guy right here, I don't know who this is, he goes, whoever wrote this needs to read the manga again. 10 embarrassingly weak villains. Goku has fought. Only one of these is embarrassingly weak, and that's Pilaf. Agreed. At the time these characters were in the story were powerful. Also, Krillin isn't a villain and never was. Get facts right. I mean, dude, that's what pisses me off. Like, when you read these articles, you can tell who's showing effort and who's not. You know who's showing effort and who's not. And 99% of the time, these dudes don't even do a smidgen of research. It's like they look up the names of the arcs. Like, oh, there's a General Blue arc. Oh, where's Devilman? Devilman, you could make an argument that Devilman is one of the strongest characters in Dragon Ball history just because of the Devilmite Beam. Just because of that one move. Where is he at on this list? Did you even watch Dragon Ball? You know the dude didn't watch shit. Like, you don't have to be a hardcore Dragon Ball historian. You don't have to be a fucking Derek Padula to understand this shit. Like I told you, there's 7-year-olds that understand this. These articles just, they're so bad. They're so poorly written. And they're done for cheap clicks so that this dude, Joseph Brogan or whatever, analyst. Well, I guess you can't spell analyst without anal, right? These dudes can write up these articles that take 2 seconds to do. You literally type up bullshit and get pictures and videos to embed into it. There's actually entire classes on how to do a blog, and they tell you, make a paragraph, do a picture, there's a formula for this, guys. They put an ad in between every single like bullet point, just so you can get paid by Sportskeedia. It's like, is anybody out there writing these articles actually watching and reading Dragon Ball? Like, do they actually watch it? Because in my experience, the majority of them don't. I'll catch you down the road.